All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to Growth School. It's really, really amazing to be on your face again and to be bringing you some deep wisdom on the concept that we will be sharing today. I hope you're really ready and prepared to learn. You're ready to get all of the value that will be shared today. All right, it's a really, really amazing, amazing time. Thanks for all those who have been joining in back to back, who have been with us on Growth School, sharing your amazing feedbacks, encouraging us to go on. And we are really, really delighted to be doing this. I'm really grateful. I'm so, so grateful. Myself and every team of Growth School, we are really grateful to have you join us. All right. Thanks for joining. Please, I would like to check from the comment section and know where you're joining from. Just let me know where you're joining from. Maybe from Lagos, from Zambia, from Zimbabwe, from Namibia, from the UK, from Qatar, from US. Just let us know from Canada, from China. Let us know where you're joining from. It's always an amazing and phenomenal time to be doing this with you. Thank you so much for joining. Please, I want to really plead your indulgence that you kindly help share the link. All right, the link that brought you into this growth school. Just do well to share the link on your WhatsApp status, share with your friends, share in all of the community that you belong to. All right, share in all of the community you belong to, and let's invite everyone to come in here because we are dealing with a demon. All right, today is going to appear like a deliverance for someone. Okay, if you have always found yourself procrastinating, you have always found yourself a number of times you want to accomplish something big in your life, you keep having that dream to accomplish something massive, to change your life, to be better, to elevate your level of growth and your level of improvement, but most times you just find yourself procrastinating. And right now you're tired of procrastinating, you want to get results, you want to get things done, you want to accomplish your life. Your deliverance starts here. And maybe right now, some of you have even prayed about it. You have done a lot of prayer. You have tried to seek a lot of deliverance. Okay. The solution may just be the wisdom that you will be listening to tonight. Okay. Now, I'm going to be starting by sharing a particular story that a number of you would be, you'd likely be familiar with this story. All right. It's called the story of the talent, the parable of the talent. Now, the story started with a master who gave 5 talents. He had 3 servants, all right. He gave 5 talents to one, he gave 2 talents to one, and he gave 1 talent to one. And after giving them the talent, he said, "Oh, guys, this is a talent. I need you to go and trade with it and bring me profit." And then the man left and went to a very far country without telling them exactly when he will be back. And years and months followed after, days went after and after and after. And then this master returned back and then called the 3 servants. And on calling the 3 servants, he asked the one who he gave 5 talents, and he asked him and said, "All right, I gave you 5 talents. Let me know what you have gained back with that 5 talents." And the one with the 5 talents came back and said, "Master, this is 5 talents. I have gained an extra 5 talents with what you have given me." And the one he gave 2 talents also came and said, "Oh, master, you gave me 2 talents. This is extra 2 talents that after trading and doing all of that with your 2 talents, now I have gained extra two." So the first one now has 10 talents, the second one has two. Now, here's the story. The catching point of the story was the one that was given 1 talent. The one he gave 1 talent came and said, "Oh, master, I've always seen that you're an awesome man. I've seen you are the man that wants to gain from where you have not sown." And he was just coming with a lot of complaints and saying all of that and say, "Oh, your 1 talent, I buried it. All right. I did not trade with it. I buried your talent. And now this is your 1 talent back." Okay. The one that got 5 talents became profitable, had an 100% profit, and brought back extra five. The one with two brought back extra two. The one with one came with nothing. Now, somebody will say, "Oh, yes, at least he kept your talent. He didn't mix the talent. He did not do all of that." The truth is this: For whatsoever you have been given, whatsoever came with you, like talents, like gifts, like opportunities, like advantages, they come to you in order to profit with them. They come with you in order to profit with them. And that's why you will find out that whatever you have is because that is the capacity and ability you have to gain that thing. Which means for whosoever you see is achieving something great, achieving something phenomenal, doing a lot of great things in their life, is because they have been handed those things based on the ability and the expectation demanded from them. So the man who got 5 talents had an expectation to get an extra 5. The one who got 2 had an expectation to get an extra 2. The one who got 5, expectation to get extra 5. The one who had 2, an expectation to get extra 2. The one who had 1, an expectation to get maybe at least an extra 1. Now, this is something I want you to find out as we are going through the story. This is where I'm coming at. Most times people will say, oh, why didn't they give every one of them 5, 5, 5, or give every one of them the same thing? You will realize that even though the talents they were given were not the same, there was something that was the same for all of them. If you know what was the same for all of them, I want you to type in the comment section. I want to read your comment right now. Though Mr. A had 5, Mr. B had 2, Mr. C had 1, though there was an inequality in the share of the talent, but there was something that was equal to all of them. I want to see in the chat section. I want to see if there are people who will get the gist of the story. What was that thing that was equal to all of them? The talent was not equal, but there was something that was equal to all of them. And that's where we'll be starting this learning from. I want you to get a really deep wisdom, a really deep insight from this thing. What was equal to every one of them? Show me in the chat section. Show me in the comment section. What was equal to every one of them? All right, interesting. Now, what was equal to every one of them was that they had equal opportunity of time. They had equal opportunity of time. The one that was given 5 talents, the one that was given 2 talents, the one that was given 1 talent, they all had equal opportunity of time. Which means the master gave them equal opportunity of time. It was not that the deadline for the one who had 5 was different from the deadline of the one who had 2, was different from the deadline of the one who had 1. They all had equal opportunity and equal advantage of time. Now, listen to me. For any time you think of inequality that exists in our world, all right, when I say inequality, the rich and the poor, the rich and the poor, the intelligent and the not too intelligent, the brilliant student and the one who is not so brilliant, the one who has the first class and the one who has a third class, they all have an equal advantage of time. Now, it means that if God everyone an advantage of time, despite our inequality, it is not the fault of the universe. It is not the fault of God for whatsoever you don't have or you have not become. It means it was not the fault of the master that the one who had 5 was able to gain an extra 5, and then the one who had 1 was not able to make profit from what he got. They all had equal advantage of time. The question is this: with the advantage of time that you have in your life, what are you able to do with it? What are you able to do with it? Thank you, Olabanji James. What are you able to do with that advantage of time? So we all, irrespective of where you are, irrespective of your experiences in life, irrespective of what you've been through, irrespective of the family you were born, irrespective of the kind of education you started with, irrespective of where you were born, irrespective of your location, the advantage every human on earth has, okay, every human on earth has, is the advantage of time. The advantage of time. And something you must understand is that time is a currency. Let's start on that basis. Time is a currency. Time is a currency that can be spent or a currency that can be gained. Time is a currency that can be spent, is a currency that can be wasted, is a currency that can be given away, and it's a currency that can be gained. There's a way to gain time. And if you really want to build that competence in gaining time, you must understand how to live a life of zero procrastination. Now, think of the times when you were to make very strategic decisions in your life. At times when you said, "Oh, I want to do this thing," say, "Oh, we'll do it later." "Oh, I want to do this thing." "Oh, don't worry, we'll do it later." "Oh, I want to get this thing done." "Oh, we'll do it later." At the instance when you began doing those things, it looked like nothing, but on the long run, you found out that you were losing. You were getting to a point of multiple losses because you didn't understand you didn't understand what you were doing to yourself. So you were losing time, you were not able to increase, you were not able to grow, you were not able to advance, you were not able to move on because you never knew that time was currency. When I was younger, there's this very common song that says, "Time not money, time not money." I can't remember who sang it. "Time not money, time not money. Make you use your time well, well. No kata kata, no yang yang yang." Those songs looked really amazing. Why? Because they made you realize that the physical cash was not just the currency we spent, but time is also a currency that you spend. Now, ask anyone who is an employee, what do the employers pay for? What do the employers pay for? The employers don't just pay for their skill, the employers are also paying for their time. Okay? Because when you don't have money, I'm saying a lot of things right now, which I should be reserving for the week for the weekend doing money summit, but it's fine. You need this thing right now because most people believe that your problem is money. You believe, "Oh, I don't have money, that's why you are not, that's why you're struggling, that's why you're not doing all of those things." When people don't have money, what do? They trade their time in order to get the money to do the things they want to do. So time is actually money. Time is currency that flows on a daily basis that is spent or that can be gained. How do people gain time? The people who pay you for your time, they make you do the things they should have done so that they would gain time for themselves. So it's really important that you understand the concept of time. You understand the concept of time. Despite the varying time zone differences, yet we'll all have the same time on a daily basis. We all have the same time on a daily basis. So the question is, your ability to be able to master time is what will grant you a lifestyle of zero procrastination, where you are not able to procrastinate things, you are able to get things done quickly. So we'll be getting a lot of those concepts and a lot of those things. All right. So it's really important that you understand how these things work. Now, when we talk about procrastination, we talk about the fact that there are certain things you should have become, there are certain places you should have been, there are certain people you should have met, there are some differences that should have taken place in your life. But because you don't understand the mastery of time, you end up not becoming those things. Let me tell you, for example, I I didn't grow up by default to start knowing how to do things early. Like even people have reached out to me and just tell me that, "Oh, how do you do it?" I realized that, "Oh, you've learned how to master time, like you just get things done before deadline, you're able to meet up, you're able to do this." There is a practice over time that has made that a possibility. There's a practice over time that has made that a possibility. Sometimes in my duty as an educator, as a lecturer, when I have to get the things done, maybe sometimes you have to assess students, you have to do all of things. Sometimes when people are like, "Oh, I will do it later on. Oh, when it's time to do this, I'll do it." I just have a thinking in my mind that I want to gain time. So if I can get those things done right now, I will just do it so that at the time when it becomes an emergency, I have gained time to rest and to be able to think more. And this is something you must realize. For some of you who want to become great influencers, you want to be able to speak, you want to have the luxury of time to do the things you really want, the power to gain time, the mastery over time is what would give you that advantage. All right. Am I helping someone? Am I helping someone? Am I helping someone? Am I helping someone? Interesting. So, ability to be able to gain time, understanding the quality that we all have, the rich, the billionaires, the millionaires, the billionaires in dollars, they all have, they don't have a greater advantage of time. They don't have something more than you do. You all have the same time. So which means if you have the ability to master time, you will be able to build wealth in your life and you will be able to increase your profitability. Why do you think some people in the Western world they are able to do multiple jobs? What are they doing? They are giving away their time to different employers so that they can begin to earn from different sources and then they can survive in their life. So time is powerful. Time is powerful. If you're poor, you are not poor because you are not poor because you don't have money. You are poor because you don't know what to do with your time. Get that straight. You are not poor because you don't have money. You are poor because you don't know what to do with your time or because you are using your time wrongly. There are places where you can exchange your time. For example, there are people who are struggling in certain places. On a day, they would just wake up and say, oh, a building construction is going on somewhere. What do? They invest their energy, they give their time, and then they are paid in return. So knowing where to channel your time will determine how wealthy you become. If you channel your time to solve the problems of millionaires, you will be paid in millions. If you channel your time to solve the problem of billionaires, you will be paid at that level. So it depends on what you are giving your time to. All right, so sorry for that break. So it depends on what and who you are offering your time to. So procrastination is when you begin to delay the things you should do right now for a later time. All right, the things you should be doing right now for a later time. I mentioned last week while I was talking about the concept of mastery, I talked about the concept of discipline. Now, the discipline of time will change your life in no small way. Right now, some of you say, oh, I don't have time. You have courses you should take. You want to learn some amazing things. You want to learn an amazing skill. You said, oh, you want to meet people. You want to do all of those things. But say, oh, I don't have time. But listen to me. If you have time on a daily basis to sit on a 2 hours, on a 2 hour movie, okay, you are able to sit on a 2 hour movie. And right now, there are list of courses or skill sets that you should have mastered. You will get paid by the things you are investing your time in. Which means by the time a number of your colleagues who started, who gave the same 2 hours on a daily basis to study those courses, to practice those courses, to attend conferences in those areas, to be able to commit to those things, by the time they become masters and people are now paying them for their competence, you will think that it was so easy because you did not give your time to it. You would think it was so easy. You say, oh, they found it so easy. Oh, that's cheap. It's not that difficult. Oh, I would just begin to do it. But the truth is, most times things don't get easy because you did it at a later time. Have you ever noticed? Things don't get easy. Things don't get easy because you did it at a later time. That you did it at a later time or you started something later than others does not mean you become better at them. And that's why there's a saying from the Bible that says that for everything there is a season, there's a season, there's a time and season to everything on earth, and there's a purpose to everything under heaven. Which means there are timings and seasons that you cannot recover back. And if you want to recover them back, you would have to pay more. You would have to pay more to get them. So never let people deceive you that you are too young to start doing certain things. And stop getting your comparisons with the people that you see on a daily basis. Make your comparisons from the global economy, from other global citizens, not from people around you. So I've seen people who say, oh, but this my friend, I've not done this. Oh, but this my friend is not the boy. I'm better than this other person. But elevate yourself a bit globally and see whether you are not already late to start gaining, to start building certain competence, to start building certain advantages in your life. All right. Now, I want to talk about the concept of the dopamine effect. The dopamine effect. And this is going to come with people who are committed to a lot of the things like the tapping, all of those things. They say, oh, I don't have time, I don't do all of these things, but you can create 30 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes or more to commit yourself to tapping, and you are building no competence about what value you want to offer to your world. You are building no competence to what value you want to offer to your world. And little by little, there's something called a dopamine effect. You know, the dopamine effect, it's a segment of your brain that consistently aligns to doing something. And that's how people begin to procrastinate. Oh, you procrastinated today, you procrastinated next time. At the first time, the initial times you started procrastinating, it was like nothing, there was no problem, or was fine, or was good. All seems like there was no problem until you now procrastinated a crucial aspect of your life. Okay, like maybe somebody who was going to help you, somebody who was going to lift you, someone who was going to change your life, somebody who promised to use his own the value he has built over time and his own social capital to change your life, and you procrastinated doing those things until you just remain stagnant for a very long time. The dopamine effect, the ability to be able to disrupt the wrong value system and the wrong habits in your life early is a lifesaver. The ability to be able to do those things early. And that's why sometimes for some of you, you wake up in the morning and the first thing you're thinking about is who have sent a message to me on WhatsApp. All right. You are thinking about, oh, what is the latest thing that I've been posted on Facebook? Oh, what is the next thing that I've been done on this? And even while you want to do productive things, your dopamine effect begins to match up, it begins to beat like your heartbeat and begins to drive you to go back to the things that aligns towards fun, aligns towards very mediocre things, aligns towards average living, aligns towards things that are not growing. Why? Because you have built that habit over time and your brain cannot even be productive to process very phenomenal and productive things. And this is something that many of you watching me right now, you are battling with. Sometimes you want to argue it, oh, it's okay, I'm fine, I'm doing well, I'm doing all those things. But in true reality, when you think critically about your life, you think critically about yourself, you know you are already going back, you know you are not there. Why? Because your dopamine effect, the effect of your dopamine, the part of your brain that controls how you respond, that tries to align you towards emotional things, really just brings you down. And that's why when you start having very productive conversation, you see people speak at a peak of wisdom, you just find out that your mind wants to sleep and cannot be awake to align to those things. The power of your dopamine effect. And there are two parts of your brain. The first one, I was doing my research when I was just trying to read through and make some findings around certain areas of people's brain. And I want you to look at this. There are two areas. There's something called your prefrontal cortex, and there's something called your limbic system. All right, there are two different areas, your prefrontal cortex and then your limbic system. Your prefrontal cortex are the things that have to do with your decision making, your critical thinking, your futuristic ideologies, okay, the things that make you perceive the future, the things that elevate you beyond what's happening in your environment, the things that make you want to align towards growth, towards productivity, towards critical advantages, the things that make you think beyond what is read. Like if you're a student, for example, when you're a student, the things that creates a picture of the relevance of the things you are learning or reading by time and begins to expand it in your mind. That's your prefrontal cortex. And there's a part of your brain that is your limbic system. That's the part that makes you become really emotional. Okay, you want to become emotional, you want to watch movies, you want to play games, So at the time when you need to take critical decisions, the part you empower the more will determine how your life is controlled. All right? The part you empower the more will determine how your life is controlled. And that's why sometimes you find it quickly when somebody sends a movie to you, you are quick about, oh, I need to really watch this movie right now. There's a series going on right now. Every time at that moment you're waking up like, oh, I need to watch this movie. But when it comes to things like taking a course, learning a skill, going for a conference, you would argue with it in your mind. Why? Because your limbic system has been empowered than your prefrontal cortex. You can check it up on Google, check what the prefrontal cortex says, or let me see if I can just present it to you. Um, Prefrontal cortex, you'll see its function. It's that part of your brain that empowers productivity. I want to see if I can see it. Yeah. Please, are you getting value? Are you getting value? Can I go on? Can I go on? All right, so you can check it up. You can check it up. I don't know what's happening with my Google. Google. Prefrontal cortex. All right, let's save time. Maybe when it comes up, I would show you. I would show you if it comes up. All right, interesting. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen something like it. I've seen something like it. So you need to understand that sometimes when we come to growth school like this, it is not just a part where we just want to talk and do all of those things. Okay. So I'm going to share my slide quickly. Yeah, thank you, Gay Blessing. Interesting. Thank you, Fulfilled. Nice to have you join. Nice to have you join. So I'm going to share my screen now. I want to show you that part of your brain. The ability to master your brain, the ability to master your brain is a very, very great thing. So you need to really understand your brain. You need to understand your brain. You need to know how it works. You need to know the things that control. All right. So I know some of you can read. You can see what is there. It says one of the last places in the brain to mature, the prefrontal cortex is thought of as the personality center and is the cortical region that makes us uniquely human. All right. It is where we process moment to moment input from our surroundings, compare the inputs to past experiences, and then react to them. Now, what was it saying? It says that that's the center point where you take more crucial decisions of your life. Okay, when you want to take very, very crucial decisions of your life, you take those decisions to your prefrontal cortex. Okay, you don't just let me remove this. Okay, so when you want to take real crucial decisions in your life, you take them with your prefrontal cortex. Okay, they are the ones that you need to take a moment of time. You build it through meditation, through knowledge, through strategic selective information. And when they grow and become empowered, your decisions become really, really great. Most of the times, the reason why the decisions and the levels of people differ from each other is because of how they use their prefrontal cortex. Then the limbic system is just that one that aligns to your emotion, the ones that makes you become impulsive. Like sometimes you go to a place, you go to the shopping mall, you don't even think, do I need these things in the future? Does this look like something that can be useful to me? Does it look like something that I should get right now? Should I just go there and do those things? You just go there, you pick it up, you pick this, you pick that, because your limbic system has been empowered to just take very rash decisions without thinking through them. So, the same way, procrastination is built over time based on either how you use your frontal cortex or how you use your limbic system. All right, how you use your limbic system. So you'll find out that when somebody sends a movie to you, somebody sends a movie to you, or maybe they are running a weekly series, you are quick. Okay, you take quick decisions to go watch the movie, you take a quick decisions to go um watch that thing or take that decision or listen to that song or attend that party. But when it comes to things that empower you, that will change your life, you just realize that you are very, very, very slow to attending to them. So this is something you have to understand. The battle between your prefrontal cortex and your limbic system. All right, now what are different techniques to deal with procrastination? Are you ready? Are you ready? And this is going to be sort of practical. All right, are you ready? Now, number one, last week I spoke about a book by Mel Robbins, The 5 Seconds Rule. All right, The 5 Seconds Rule. That book is an amazing book. It's an amazing book, and please don't ask me for the soft copy. Okay, it's not really correct. I know in this part of the world, people, when they hear of a book, the first thing is, oh, who has a soft copy? And you are going about doing all of those things. If the authors take a legal action against you, you may be jailed for a very long time. So don't bring such things up like, oh, send the e-copy, send all of those things. No. Go to a bookshop or find a way to get the book and then read them. Okay. For any book I recommend there, just go find a means to get them. You can invest such means. You see what I'm saying? Prefrontal cortex, limbic system, dopamine effect. Right now, when you see someone recommend a book, the first thing that comes to your mind is, how can I get the ebook? It's not ideal. If you really want to become great, you want to become an amazing thought leader, you want to advance your life, you have to stop these things. Don't follow the peasants and the masses and all of those people who are always looking for the easy way out, and they don't think as futuristic individuals. They are just so quick to, all right. Anyway, so 5 seconds rule. This is what Mel Robbins said. Mel Robbins had an experience in her life where she had some sort of struggles with procrastination. And at the time, she needed to take a very important decision. She needed to fulfill a task. And an idea came to her mind and she just started counting. It was not something that she learned. She practiced it and then it worked for her. Even if I will be highlighting a number of techniques, you may have to innovate your own way to master procrastination. There are some I learned, there are some I just innovated and I've used them over time and it has worked for me. Okay, there are some parts, like I said, that you have to find yourself. There are some parts you will not be taught. You may observe, use, and then just figure out your own part in using them. Okay, 5 seconds rule. This is the idea of the 5 seconds rule. An idea comes to mind and you don't want to put it to later, just count five downwards to one and get to action. Do something about it. So she said, you have that idea, you just come in, you start counting five, four, three, two, one, go. Do something about it. Even if you will not be able to cover everything about it, at least start something. So, for example, you want to write a book. I've been tackling some authors and those who register for many courses, and sometimes they don't apply for them, or they don't take them. Some of you right now, you have a lot of Udemy courses. You have bought them, they are there. Some of you have applied for different courses, WhatsApp, different places, but those courses are still shelving. This is now 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, some of you over 1 year, and yet you've not taken those courses. So 5 seconds rule says you start counting five, four, three, two, one, do something about it. All right. It may be that if it's a course, you just begin to count. As you're counting that word, you are just thinking about that course, you are even diving into getting it done. You start counting five, four, three, two, one. Just pick on the course. And on trying to stay on that course, just begin. Begin with the first module. Get it done. Stay focused. Close every other tab anywhere. Put your phone away from where you can see it, where you can hear it, and where you can touch it. Okay? So it's a very powerful system. Put your mobile phone away or whatsoever will distract you from where you can see it, from where you can hear it, and from where you can touch it. I remembered when I learned this principle, at that time I was staying in a self-contained apartment what I would just do is I will take my phone, lock it in the wardrobe, all right, and I would just sit down and get whatsoever I want to do. I will get it done. All right, I just get it done. So you begin to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you do something about it. Sometimes it's about maybe you want to reach out to a prospect. You are into sales or you have a business. You just build that confidence. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Call the person straight up and say, oh, hello, how you doing? I hope you're fine. I hope all is well with you. My name is this. I've been thinking of reaching out to you, and I'm working on this, and I believe this will be of benefit to you. You list all the benefit, and then you're already done with that task. Instead of saying, oh, I will call this person later. Oh, I will do this later. Oh, I will make this post later. I will do those things later. Some of you right now, the reason why you are not consistent, okay, with content creation is because you keep procrastinating. Oh, I was not able to post today. You move on later. Just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Launch and start writing something. It may not be good at the instance, but you have started. You read through again, you reorganize, you get it done, put your picture, you've already made a post already. That's how it's done. The 5 second rule. All right, by Mel Robbins. You can read the book and then begin to understand a lot of principles. Sometimes you're saying, oh, I'm waking up this morning. Maybe you want to read. It could be maybe you want to read your religious book, or you want to write something. You want to journal for that day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You sit down and you start writing, or you start reading, and already you have started already. You know why? In the moment of trying to bring together that 5 seconds, you are energizing your mind and you are energizing your brain to focus on that task. You're energizing your mind, you're energizing your brain, your frontal cortex become empowered to be focused to get that text done, that task done. All right. It could be maybe you have lots of things to do, just like many people have lots of things to do. You may begin to document them, and then pick on one, just zoom in on one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And then you move. So you begin to count down for yourself. Let me give you the idea behind it. How many of you you've attended conferences where maybe the compere, the MC, or the hype man is just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the exceptional, the powerful, the amazing. Oh, she has done a lot of phenomenal things. She has been to different parts of the world, challenging and empowering people and doing great things. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dr. Mrs. X, Y, Z. What are you doing? They are creating a moment of anticipation to prepare you for what is coming. And that's exactly what you're doing with the 5 seconds rule. Okay? You are just trying to create all the hype for that task. 5, 4, 2, 3, 1, boom. There's this time, if some of you were born, sorry, don't let me use the word born. If you were watching movies like 10, 15 years ago, how many of you had the opportunity to watch all these VHS movies where they used to have these home videos? And after they've shown something that looks like all this color screen and all of those things, I don't know what they call them, they will now begin to do like countdown. Pum, pum. The things will be turning like this. Pam, 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 pam. What are they doing? They are preparing you to know what is coming, and instantly as it comes, you just get into it. That's exactly what you're doing. You're counting down. You're counting down. You're counting down. So the 5 seconds rule is one system you can use. Okay? It's one system you can use. Number 2 is the 2-minute rule. Is the 2-minute rule. Now, this is the idea behind the 2-minute rule. If the 2 minutes rule works in a form like, if you have any task that is 2 minutes or less, okay, any task that will take you 2 minutes or less, what do you do? Any task that will take you 2 minutes or less, what do you do? Don't keep them till later. Spend the 2 minutes or less than the 2 minutes and get it done. It's over. Get the task done in 2 minutes and then you're done. Maybe, for example, you have an email, someone sent an email to you, and then you can see the bulk of those emails. Don't say, oh, I will reply to this email later. Take you 2 minutes or less to answer them. Just respond to that email, and then it's off your tax, is off your tax sheet. All right, it's out of your schedule. Just get it done. Any task that will take 2 minutes or less, just get it done. Oh, you need to 2 minutes or less, but it's very, very important and crucial. Just get it done. Don't say, oh, I'll do it a later time. For example, someone says, oh, send your CV to me. And in your mind, because you have built a system over time that makes you procrastinate, you will say, oh, I will send it to that person later. It won't take up to 2 minutes. You have your CV ready, just send it and then it's out. Because when you postpone it later time, and the person reminds you that, oh, it remains 1 minute, you may not be coordinated to reply in a very great form or to edit it in a very great form, or you may make lots of mistakes in trying to respond to it. At that time, when it's hot and it's there, just get it done and it's out of the way. And it's out of the way. That's the 2 minute rule. The 2 minutes rule. 2 minutes rule. So if a task takes 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. You start eliminating very, very small tasks, all those little tasks and all of those things. You eliminate it and then you get it done. Are you getting value? The first one, the 5 seconds rule, initiated by Mel Robbins. The second one, the 2 minute rule. 2 minutes rule. Now, number three is called time blocking. Number three is called time blocking. Time blocking. I know many of you would likely get this idea. Many of you may even know what blocking time is, but how do you use them? From my personal experience, this is what I do. For example, my work, the things I do, my work requires that sometimes I have to assess students, I have to go for classes, I have to invigilate exams, I have to mark scripts, I have to grade scripts. What do? I make use of my Google Calendar. All right. Of course, I use an Android phone. I make use of my Google Calendar. Now, what do? When someone says, oh, I need to get this task done or something, I just go to my Google Calendar, I click on it, schedule the time, and something it does for me is that it reminds me sometimes 10 minutes before the time or 30 minutes before the time. And while I'm able to see that, I know that I have to get this task done. And one of the things you can do is that while you are trying to go on that date on your Google Calendar, you can go to a previous day. And by going to a previous day, you're saying on that, oh, this has to be done tomorrow. So by the time the reminder is coming up, okay, I don't just prepare for that day. I prepare before that day for that day. Are you getting value? I prepare before that day for that day. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Adekunle Anilolobo. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining from Lagos. Thank you. I've been seeing this name often now. It's very nice to have you join us. Thank you so much. I'm grateful we have some very phenomenal people who are fans and who are students of Growth School. Okay, so time blocking. So what some people usually do is they just go to the data and then they fix in the schedule to get done. Sometimes it comes with a lot of agitation. But what you can do, maybe 2 days before that day that you should deliver that thing, or a day before that day you should deliver that thing, fix it there that this has to be done. There are a lot of people who have missed appointments, who have lost very great opportunities because they cannot use some of the tools available to them. Okay, so you can use your Google Calendar. I think Apple should also have a calendar which you can explore, and then you allow it to remind you. Listen, I didn't just start doing these things today when smartphone became very prevalent. I remember when I was using, I think it was my Nokia phone or something. On my Nokia phone, there is something called Reminder. Okay, so I make use of reminders, and it will snooze and then tell me, oh, this task I'm supposed to do them. I'm meant to get these things done. And then before I know it, immediately I see that, I just get into the task, get it done, and then it's off. And then it's off. It's not a very good habit that you continue to keep the tasks that you should do right now for a later time. Schedule, just keep, do a time blocking, go to your calendar, fix the tasks there, and then let it snooze, let it remind you, and then you get into the task. Sometimes it could even be as little as making a phone call to someone, sending an email, writing one chapter of your book today. For example, by the grace of God, I've written a number of books, a number of them, I think over 10 books now. What happens? You just schedule. You sit down today, or write a chapter of that book, write this and do all of that. So it's a very amazing thing that you can do. Okay. I don't know if I wrote these down here. Um, I don't know if I wrote this down. Now, something I do also is I used to have like a notepad, all right, a notepad or a very small book where when I wake up in the morning or a day before that day, I would have highlighted all the tasks I want to do. Okay, I will just highlight them, write them out. And in writing them out, you don't just write them out as um you don't just write them out something that is should be done in the second person pronoun or something. You write it as something you should do. You write it like an action word. Okay? Write a chapter of your book today. That's an action word. It jumps at you. It's not just a chapter of your book today. No. Write it as an action word, like write a chapter of your book today, and then you get it done. The same way when you do your time blocking, write it that way. Let it come like an instruction coming out of an item. And when it comes that way, you jump up to act on it. And that's the difference between a noun and a verb. Don't write it as a noun, write it as a verb, as an instruction, as a command, as something that you have to get done. So time blocking is a system that works. Now, number 4 is the Pomodoro technique. All right, I think that's the name. The Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro technique. Now, Pomodoro technique was initiated by a student in one of the universities in Italy. I think I'm right. By students in one of the universities in Italy. It was an Italian university student. The name of the person who did it was, I think, Alexander Ciroslo. Okay, no, Francisco Cirillo in 1918. Francisco Cirillo in 1918. Now, what brought about the Pomodoro technique? What brought about it was that Francisco found out that he had a lot of issues with procrastinating. You know, as a student, sometimes maybe you found out that you were procrastinating, like you want to read, you just find out that you end up not reading. Or sometimes you sleep and say, let me just sleep a bit. How of you have been there? It has happened to me also in school, doing my undergrad. Sometimes maybe because of the lectures from 8 to 6, you come back, you prepare the meal, and that time I lived outside campus, and it would take a long time before you would queue, a very long queue. I even think the queue we had on my campus is more than any queue of the people that have been waiting for BRT buses in Lagos. Long queue. You will see it curve like this. Turn. Oh my God. Those that were living in the school hostel then, some of them will even make jest of us. And on getting to the hostel very late, you need to prepare meal. Oh my God. Thank God for those days. I remembered a lot of times preparing concussion. You know the kind of rice you prepare that is white rice. So you had tomato paste, grounded pepper. You will now find one egg, put it inside, pour oil. You put groundnut oil on it, put maggi, put salt, close it. You just be waiting for the magic to happen. When it's ready, you eat. All right. I know a number of people, private school students will not understand those things. I know private school students will not understand. But my people, those of you that attended federal government university or state government university in Nigeria, am I saying something? Where are you? Those of you that attended the the government schools, you will understand. But you see all those private school students, they won't understand because they just prepare me for them. They don't allow them cook, you go and buy. But you will prepare your concussion. And you know how we used to prepare beans sometimes. I remember that way you prepare beans and you won't even pick it. You just pour water, on the raw beans, allow those other elements to float. So when the thing floats, you now pour it out. When you pour it out, you now prepare it like that. And when you see stone, enjoy it with it. All right. So those days. So what am I saying? So it was just like that student, and you just say, "Oh, I will do these things later," and then you just slip off. Before you know it, is till the next day. So he found out that this was an habit, and he was not doing so well with a lot of those things he was doing, and he struggled a lot with distraction. For some of you, you get distracted, or you want to get something done, you just notice there's distraction. Maybe sometimes it's your phone, maybe sometimes it's a friend, maybe sometimes it's a number of things. Even some of you go to the library, and sometimes you say you want to read, but you are distracted. Or you want to write a book, you want to start a business, you want to work on your side also, you want to start a course, you want to do all of those things. You just find out that you get distracted. So, as a way to overcome distraction, Francisco decided to come up with the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique. And the Pomodoro technique says that when there is a crucial task to be done, you sit with it for 25 minutes without standing up from there. You stay focused on it for 25 minutes. And after 25 minutes, you set a timer and then you take a 5 minutes break. So you stay with it for 25 minutes. You just stay with it no matter what happens. You're focused. You look at it. Whatever you have to do, you do it. And then you stand up, take a 5 minutes break. After a 5 minutes break, you return back to it again for 25 minutes. Do what you have to do, focus on it. Maybe it's a course, whether it's anything, whether it's all of that. You take another 5 minutes break. All right. So you keep doing that over and over again. And before you know it, he was able to build mastery. He was able to build mastery. He got a lot of amazing results doing that. He was able to keep improving. And he just noticed that his life changed. Okay, for people who you do very lengthy work, maybe some of the things you do have to be lengthy or demands that you should be there for a very long time. What do? Use the Pomodoro technique, sit down there for 25 minutes, get part of it done. After 25 minutes, you take a stroll, take a break for 5 minutes, and then you return back. That's a technique that you can use to overcome procrastination. Okay, so what do you have to do? You choose a task. Just choose a task from all of the things you have. Choose a task you have to get done. Stay with it 25 minutes. When you're done, take a 5 minutes break. All right, and then you come back again. 25 minutes again, take a 5 minutes break, then you come back again until the task is completed. Until the task is completed. So this is very good for people who have very lengthy projects to work on, who have maybe some proposals to write and all of those things. You can use this system to overcome procrastination in your life. Okay, are you learning? 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 Okay. Um, this fifth one, number 5. This is September. By the time you start getting to December, one of the kind of courses, programs, webinars that people are likely going to push is setting goals for 2025, how to dish your goals for 2025, how to envision this, how to determine what you should do. And when it's 31st, a number of people will go to the church for crossover. Muslims sometimes go to the mosque for crossover. Okay, and you know what happens when it's almost close to 12 a.m. into the new year? You'll see people start praying, start prophesying, oh God, this will happen, your life will change, you'll make a difference, you will grow, you will advance, you'll do nothing wrong with those things. They are fine, amazing things, no issues with them. But you know my problem? The problem is immediately people leave those premises and then they return back, they come back to a reality that keeps them to what they used to be. You know why? Because if you want to know if you want to know, a lot of lofty goals that people have, go and listen to them in December. But the problem is when it comes to turning it into reality, they are nowhere to be found. You know why? Because their goals are so big that they don't know that requires a stepwise procedure, transforming those goals into smaller tasks little by little that you can do one per time until the entire goal become achieved. If you don't know how to do this, you would be so frustrated. You'll be so limited. You just find out that you have so many goals, but you achieve so little. You achieve so little. So number 5 is breaking down your tasks into smaller accomplishment, into smaller goals. You want to write a book, all right? How do you break it down? You start with knowing the title. Okay, you may take some time. I'm going to meditate and come up with a very captivating title. When that is done, you then tell yourself, oh, I'm going to write this number of words every day. I'm going to write this number of words every day. This number of words every day. And then you start. You can decide to use the Pomodoro technique. You start writing, you start writing. When that is done, you are done with the goal, you move. Before you know it, when you do this over time, you will get to a point whereby the spirit that supports excellence and accomplishment of things will start supporting you. You will no longer need a timer to get things done. You no longer need an alarm to get these things done. You have broken those tasks into smaller accomplishments that you can fulfill and then you can accomplish easily. All right? That's number 5. Breaking down large tasks into smaller goals. Look at all of the things you said you wanted to achieve on the 1st of January this year. How many of them have you gotten done? Think about it. Think about it. How many of those things have you gotten done? Why? Because they were so big. You were driven by, oh, I must achieve this thing. I must get this thing done. I must move them down. But they were so big. But imagine breaking them into smaller tasks. You may have accomplished them as at April this year. You may have achieved them as at April this year. That's why you must be careful of comparison. You know the problem of many people? Comparison. Oh, my friend say he wants to become this. That becomes your own goal. Hey, my auntie says that this was what she did when she was my age. That becomes your own goal. It becomes so big, but you don't know how to go about it. One step after the other. For example, this money summit was not something, has been something that's just been there for a while, but required the right timing. When the structure and some of the things that could help came out, then we went on and said, let's launch and get it done. Imagine if I was saying, let's wait a while, let's do money summit later. When all of the resources seem that is available, then we'll get it done. We may never have done money summit. Purpose Hangout, how did it start? I got the idea. Oh, Purpose Hangout, it was so big. Oh, we'll be going from one place to the other. I just started, let's start with one. And then immediately we did one, we started having people who were saying, oh, when will you come and do it here? When will you come and do it here? And then we got people who were able to help us do all of the things locally, set up a local organizing committee, and then we went there and held the event. One step after the other, one step after the other. And then we had 10 editions within the space of about 2 years. One step after the other, one step after the other. Right now, you're saying, oh, you want to start a community, you want to begin to do this, you want to start a YouTube channel. One step after the other. Okay, start by recording your introductory video. Start by setting up all of your platform on YouTube Studio. Start by sharing one video per time and getting those things done. Start by doing all of those things. Start by learning all of the structure. Start by putting your face out there. How do you think Growth School became consistent? One step after the other, one step after the other, one step after the other. And then it became a whole goal. And that's why you are here. Imagine if I procrastinated and only had in my head that there will be a time I would sit, I would have tens of people coming out to watch. I'll get people to interview on my platform and they'll be willing to come share their knowledge and do those things. Maybe it would not have happened. But one step after the other. Some of you want to launch right now, and the first thing you're thinking of is, oh, I want to invite that great person who is an influencer. Start from yourself. I want to build a platform. I want to keep growing there to a point whereby when I invite them to come, they would not say they don't want to come. You know why? Because I've built something over time. One step after the break down those things into Break it down into smaller goals and accomplishments. Are you getting value? Are you getting value? Okay, so I mentioned earlier about growth. I mentioned something earlier about Money Summit. Let me just talk about it before I speak on the other two, and then we'll wrap it up. I know some of you have been hearing about Money Summit. I've been talking about it for about, I think, 3 4 weeks now. So Money Summit it's a virtual event. It's a virtual summit where you will be learning about the systems of money, what is the way to make extra income, how do you want to grow and begin to attract global currencies into your account, what are the things you can begin to do, all right, whether you're working, whether you don't have a work yet, whether you want to build an extra income, and then you want to overcome the inflation that is going on in the world right now. Money Summit is a place you need to be. So you learn about monetizable skill of the new economy. You will learn about digital products that you can build in this new economy, the money of the new economy, how you can monetize social media influence, and also how you can earn from public speaking. For some of you right now, you are speaking, people are not paying you. Maybe when you go out, what they give you is pop off and one zobo or one drink, and you want to know how you can master public speaking to a point where people pay you, all right, irrespective of your charge, they are delighted to pay you for it. And we have some phenomenal people like Elizabeth Samuel, Precious Babatunde, Faithful Jebi, all right, Niyi Shoyinka, and also I will also be speaking at that summit. And it's taking place on the 20th, this coming Friday, Friday 20th of September 2024, and Saturday 21st of September 2024. And the time on Friday is 8 p.m. 8 p.m. The time on Friday is 8 p.m. and the time on Saturday is 10 a.m. So that's the link there. You see it, www.growthubafrica.org slash money summit So go well, register for that event. Immediately you go there, you register, you will be redirected to join a community where you get the info as the program keeps going on. All right, do well to register today. All right, the summit is just 2 days away, less than 48 hours. We'll get started, and just do well. There's a lot you'll be learning. And also for those who register and attend that event, you are going to get some very amazing offers. Some very amazing offers. Like there'll be some offers that it's only because you're in that program that you get them. I don't just want to say so much, but make sure you don't miss it. All right, it will be streamed on Growth Up Growth Up TV YouTube channel. That's where we'll be streaming, and all of the magic will be happening. So that's the link there. Just register. You can take a screenshot and register after tonight. Invite your friends also, and you will be really delighted. I give you a guarantee. All right. If growth school is this amazing, imagine what I will be sharing in that summit. Some of you right now, you're confused. You don't know how to start making money. There are a lot of ways to start making money online. There are a lot of things you need to know. All right. Right now, Elizabeth Samuel is taking a second batch of our Edit Like a Boss course, and she's cashing out big time from it. How is she doing it? From the comfort of our house. Okay, from the comfort of our room. Okay, you know how somebody will be sleeping, you just wake up. Okay, you are not even wearing suit and tie, and you just wake up in the morning, you are just seeing a lot. There are a lot of ways around it. So don't miss this event. There are many things you would learn. Precious Babatunde is doing so well for herself using social media, getting a lot of connections, and she's doing so well. All right, these are people that you should listen to. You should listen to them, be part of their offers. Already, I pleaded. I remember that I spoke with Precious Babatunde already to help give an offer for a social media. You just hear more about it. Okay, make sure you are there and then prepare to get the offer. Some of them will be for very limited time, and you need to take quick action so that you will be able to advance your life. Okay, so let's go over to where we are. Zero procrastination, how to gain time and live the life you want. Okay, so far so good. Before I continue, I have two more and a wrap up. Tell me for a truth. Are you already learning how to gain time? Are you learning already how to gain time and how to live the life you want? Are you learning already how to gain time? Okay. All right. So, number one, I said the 5 seconds rule. Number two, the 2 minutes rule. Number three, time blocking. Number four, the Pomodoro technique. Number five, break tasks into smaller goals. And number six is accountability. Accountability. Now, when I talk about accountability, what I mean is that you need a system with which you consciously, you are consciously aware that there is somebody you have to report to who can easily chastise you in a way if you don't get that task done. You know, the reason why some of us do not get certain tasks done or do not achieve so much you don't achieve so much in your life is because you feel nothing will be lost. Okay, no one will challenge you, no one will beat you, no one will do anything to you when you don't get those tasks done. For some of us who grew up in houses where if your parents are aware that you did not do your assignment, especially when you know, oh, you go back home and then in the morning they just woke up and say, okay, bring your book. Have you done your assignment? And you said no. Oh my God. You will wish that the ground opened and then you entered inside. You know, those systems that we were put through as children that built us into getting things done, we sometimes did not consider them as really great. All right. But when you grew up as adult and there was nobody who beat you, there was nobody who would do things, you just started procrastinating. And then you found out that your results became average. You started having some sort of mediocre result. Why? Because you had no system of accountability. So accountability is very powerful. Now, what can you do? Have friends, okay, very close friends you can confide in, and then tell him or her or tell them, oh, my dear friend, I'm getting this task done and I want to finish it in the next 1 week. Please keep following up on me on a daily basis to be able to be sure that I'm getting those things done. The moment you are aware that there's someone who would ask you about a task, there's a possibility that you will sit to get them done. There's a possibility you will sit to get them done. In a way, it helps you to avoid procrastinating tasks. Very, very important. The accountability system. You need a system of accountability that would enable you to get tasks done easily. So, for example, for those who are working in the corporate, you sometimes have a boss who would come and say, "Oh, this thing, why have you not delivered?" Or, you know, for some people who work in the corporate, they know that when you don't deliver at certain things, you would get a query. Those things make them get those tasks done quickly. Okay, make them get those tasks done quickly. Sometimes tell yourself that, oh, if you don't, you could even become accountable to yourself sometimes. But I advise that there is a second party or a third party that keeps you accountable to that task, that keeps you accountable to that task. Okay, so you can set yourself up to get certain tasks done. So the accountability system is very, very important. The accountability system is very, very important. Who are you accountable to? Who are the people that you know when they check up on you and they ask about those things and they find out you have not get it done, they will speak to you in a way that you would have to go and think about your life again. Okay, so I do this personally for certain people, but I choose to do them. I don't have any accountability group. I don't have any accountability program. I know there was a time I had a paid program that I called Zero Procrastination Group. I think it was a paid program. Let me even check now. That was some years ago. Some years ago. Sorry, let me just check it out. I know there was a time I set up one group we called Zero Procrastination. It was majorly an accountability group where I called it Zero Procrastination Circle. Zero Procrastination Circle. At that time, and I think it was even a paid program. It was a paid program. So people just mentioned these are things they want to do. And then I brought them into a system that made them continue to get those tasks done. So there is a form of accountability that, oh, how far have you gotten this done? How far with this? How far with this? And then at a time, we even pair them up to be accountable to each other. Okay, it was a very amazing and successful program at that time. Okay, but now I'm not doing that at the moment. I'm currently focused on some other thing. So if you want to know the program I have on ground right now, come for Money Summit, and I will tell you it's basically something that would make you profit, earn more, and all of that. Don't let me um, start talking about it. Just come for Money Summit, okay? So we can have that system of accountability. And I think there are people who also have some programs or some sort of masterminds or some sort of accountability group that you can probably be part of. Okay, you can choose to be part of those things. Just make sure you run your check. Don't just join any accountability group, and don't let people just collect money from you. Make sure you run your check. So don't let people collect money from you without doing your check on them. So you can have accountability groups. You can just have a friend you trust, you confide in, that would always check up on you until you finish up certain tasks. Okay. So accountability is also a technique for dealing with procrastination. Number 7 is daily reflection. Daily reflection. Daily reflection. So daily reflection is like, you see someone who you see someone who okay, now there is this part of the Bible that says um they got to the they got to the field of the sluggard, and then they found out that there were many weeds. There were many weeds on it, on cut. And sometimes even the fruit, the seed that was sown that has become a fruit that should have been harvested, the sluggard decided not to harvest. Okay? And what happened? Eventually, all of the effort invested on that field wasted. It ran into a very great loss. And it says that the more you become a sluggard, the more lazy you are, so shall your poverty be. Okay? Now, imagine that every time when you wake up, or maybe at night before you sleep, you just sit down to evaluate your day. You sit down to evaluate your day and you ask yourself one question: what was productive about my life today? What was productive about my life today? Right? Which means, what are the productive tasks that you embarked upon in your life today? What are the productive tasks that you embarked in your life today? The more you keep thinking on a daily basis on how productive your day was, there's a likely chance that you will prepare to make the next day more productive. You'll prepare to make the next day more productive. But you know the problem? The problem is many people don't reflect. Many people don't reflect. Many people don't think their lives through. Many people don't create time to evaluate their day. Most people don't take time to evaluate their day. And that's why you find out that when you evaluate the progress in the lives of two different people, you just find out that one seems to be better and one remains at a level or keeps going down. Now, there's something called the law of inertia in physics. It says everything remains in a state of rest, remains in a constant point until there's an external force that comes to push it. So when there's an external force that moves it, then it moves. The power to create an internal force within you will make you achieve greater results in your life than expecting things to happen for chance. So you see, most people will say, oh, when we get to the bridge, it will be better. Oh, the things will just happen if he wants to. Oh, God will favor me and help me. But you don't know that the spirit of favor requires that you put in intentional effort to attract favor into your life. You put in intentional effort to attract favor to your life. You need to position accordingly. So daily reflection makes you so powerful, makes you empowered, makes you grow better, All right. And then makes you think of the things you still have to do. Makes you think on the things you still have to do. All right. Very, very important. Very, very important. It makes you think on the things you still have to do. Daily reflection. Take time to reflect on a daily basis. Take time to meditate. Take time to say, oh, this is where I am. How can I get to level B? What am I doing to get to level two? What am I doing to be better? What am I doing to be better? What am I doing right now in order to ensure that I can push myself beyond where I am? Daily reflection. Daily reflection. When you set your mind on a task and you reflect on a daily basis what you're doing right now to make yourself better at it, you are likely going to take step towards that line. For example, I want to become a great author. I want to create a course. I want to apply for a job. I want to make sure I get a passport. For some of you right now, you don't have a travel passport. And you'll be saying, oh God, I will dominate the world. I will go global. But you don't have travel passport. You'll be saying, I will apply, I will apply, I will apply, I will apply. But you have not taken any step to even apply. I will apply, I will apply. Don't worry, I will apply. I will get the passport. I will get the passport. 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. And when you're in a place like Nigeria, when your passport is almost expiring, when you have like 7 months to on it, you should have started applying from now. And you say you will dominate the world. So when an opportunity comes for travel, you are not ready. You know why? Because you keep procrastinating your breakthrough. You keep procrastinating your breakthrough. Some of you right now, I'm going to get a remote job that will change my life. I will do well in data analytics. I will do well in this program. I will do well in software engineering. I will start the course. 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 You don't reflect. You are not saying, wait, with the way things are going right now, does it look like I'm really going to become a software engineer? Does it really look like I'm really going to be good at data analytics? Because you're doing nothing about it. All right. So, daily reflection. Now, let's run through it again. The 5 seconds rule. Thank you so much, Sharon. Nice to see you again. The 5 seconds rule, the 2 minute rule, time blocking, the Pomodoro technique, break down your tasks into smaller goals, accountability, daily reflection. Daily reflection. Now, there's this system that there's this thing I wrote down. Remember, I shared a book on the Telegram community. For those who are not there, all right, I'm going to share it again. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Okay, so this is just hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Okay, so this is the Telegram, the link to the Telegram community, t.me/growth of Africa. All right, I shared on that channel last week a book, a mini book, a very mini book. It's a book you'll sit down and you can read it in one sitting. In less than 30 minutes, you're done. All right, I still sat down in preparation for this course to go read that book again. Okay, so it's called Overcoming Procrastination. Now, in that book, I mentioned a system. Now, that system is not something you are going to find anywhere. If you find it anywhere else, they lent it from me. If you see anybody talk about that system, okay, they lent it from me. All right. I remember there was a time we used to hold WhatsApp teachings. All right. I do teachings on WhatsApp. This is way back 20, I think around 2017, 2018. Okay, at that time, I was not really confident with coming live to show my face and do video webinars and all of that. Then I used to do WhatsApp teaching. I did a lot of it, a lot of it. And I converted a number of them to books. You know, I used to have weekly trainings and invite people who do a lot of WhatsApp trainings. See, this thing didn't start today, but we thank God. Somebody thank God with me. Somebody thank God with me. It didn't start today. It didn't start today. I'm telling you. We'll do WhatsApp training. Sometimes I would register for trainings, do all of those things. We thank God. We thank God. This is not what we used to be, but we thank God we are not where we used to be. Very, very amazing those times. Those times I would take it like the way I will be preparing for those WhatsApp trainings. I'll be preparing, knowing how to put in the hook, knowing how to do those things. Well, bless God. All right. So from I think it was from that training, from that teaching, then I wrote the book, and I think I gave out that book for free, and it's available on the Telegram channel. Just go there; the book is there. Now, there's a system called SPID, SPID, SPID. There's a system called SPID. Um, SPID stands for schedule, schedule or schedule, anyone you love, schedule or schedule, schedule, prioritize, instruct, and discipline. Schedule, prioritize, instruct, and discipline. Speed. Okay. I came up with that technique saying that for you to overcome procrastination, the first thing you have to do is to have a schedule. Is to have a schedule. You are going out in the morning before you step out, okay? After you're done with your prayer, with your meditation, if you do that, no matter where you are, wake up early to make sure that first thing you have a schedule. The problem is some people, they just come out, just jump out. No schedule, nothing. And that's why other people use your time. Remember, I said at the beginning of the webinar, time is a currency. Time is a currency. It flows. It flows. You are either releasing your time to others or to other things, or you are releasing your time for yourself. You are releasing your time for yourself. Time is a currency. Some people give their time to other people. Some people give their times to other causes. Some people give their time to other things. Time is a currency. Okay? You wake up every day, you have a schedule. What are the things that should be in your schedule? The things that really matter to your goals. The things that help you achieve your goals. The things that make you a better person. The things that lead you to those things you prayed about that you were promising God and you were claiming all the promises. What are the things you want to do today in order to achieve that goal? What are things you want to do today that will make you a better person? What are the things you want to do today to advance your life? What are the things you want to do today to be the best in your industry? What are the things you want to do today to be the best at that skill? You have a schedule. Number two, prioritize. 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 By the time you have written out all of the things you have to do, you then categorize them into three. One, two, three. Look at them. What are the things that are number one? What are the things that are number two? What are the things that are number three? The things that are number one are the things that are urgent and important. Sorry, hold on a sec. I need to. All right. Thank you. Welcome back. So, what are the things that should be number one? So, I call those number one things as your first class tax. Your first class tax. The things that are urgent and very important. The things that should be done today and now. What are the things that should be done now? Prioritize them. Number two, second class tax. The things that are important but not urgent. They're important, but they are not urgent. They're important, but they are not urgent. You begin to categorize those things there. They are important, but they are not urgent. Okay? They're important, but they are not urgent. Why are you doing that? You complete your first class tax first before you move to your second class tax, and then you have the others. You have the others. You have the others. You have the others. By the time you are able to build your life on a daily basis this way, you become a better person, and then your life starts changing. Okay, so schedule, prioritize, instruct. Remember what I said about writing them out as action words. Call Femi Shoinka. Okay, that's an instruction. You instruct yourself to get it done. Sometimes I even wrote in the book, I even wrote in the book that to even make it more forceful, you put your name in front and say, Abiodun, call Femi Shoinka. Okay? Abiodun, call Femi Shoinka. So it's like a voice coming to you and making you get that task done. And number 4 is discipline. So discipline is where I talk, remain focused on your completion. Remain focused on the completion. So for example, you put your mobile phone away, you don't allow yourself to be distracted by social media. You don't allow yourself to be distracted by um, people calling you, especially when you have to do your first class and second class tasks. You don't allow people just bump into your time, okay? Because most people, they get your time, okay? They make you channel your time into them. And sometimes when you're trying to return back to your very important, very urgent tasks, you need to start booting again to be able to get focused on them. So you need to be very, very wise in this life. So you need to be very, very wise in this life. Be very wise. Okay. Sometimes certain things are not that urgent. So let's run through it again. So the 7 techniques, the 5 seconds rule, the 2 minutes rule, time blocking, Pomodoro technique, break tasks into smaller goals, accountability, and then daily reflection, daily reflection, daily reflection. And then I talked about the speed, the schedule, the prioritize, the instruct, and the discipline. That's it, guys. Did you get value? Did you get value? Did you get value? Did you get value? How many of you think I will do very well as an hype man? So that I'll go and add it to my I'll go and add it to my CV. How of you think I'll do well as an hype man? Did you get value, guys? Did you get value? Did you get value? Did you get value? That's it, guys. That's it. That's it. That's it. Zero procrastination. Should I bless you? Should I lay hands on you so that you don't procrastinate again? Should I lay hands on you? Every spirit of procrastination in your life, die by fire. Die by fire. All right. All right. I know some of you know what is trending now on Twitter. Okay. Me, I am a zero procrastination advocate. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'm really grateful that you got value tonight. Um, I really look forward to you experiencing massive changes in your life, improving your life, getting better, growing, and no longer procrastinating things in your life. All right. So you will stop procrastinating things in your life. You stop procrastinating things in your life. Thank you so much, amazing people. Thank you so, so much. I'm really grateful to have you join me tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So, see you all on Saturday. No, Friday. See you all on Friday at Money Summit. If you have not registered, go ahead and register for Money Summit. Go ahead and register for Money Summit and then join the community. You would get all the news around it. We're fully ready, fully prepared, and then we're willing to show you how to make money in this new economy. Till I come your way again, keep being phenomenal, keep changing your life, keep making the rest of your life the best of your life. Cheers, guys.